What's up everybody, I'm Brian from I Want Tesla, and today I'm going to show you what's involved in taking a car from white to Nardo gray. This is Avery Dennison Rock Gray. Very similar to Nardo gray, just Avery Dennison's version of it. And this is what's involved in taking a car from white to that gray. You got to cover up all that white, and white is the hardest color to wrap, and it takes longer, and that's why it's more expensive.
What's up, Brian? Dude, this thing is awesome.
How was your vacation?
We got you a little something.
Oh, that is so nice.
Yeah, thank you so much for your help. That looks great,
Thank you.
Man.
Thanks for trusting me.
Brian, I told you what the E honeybee stands for.
No, actually you didn't.
Electric honeybee.
Oh, awesome. So what do you think?
This is awesome.
Love it.
Yeah, I love this color.
Yeah.
Yes.
I would wrap all my cars if I had a bunch of Teslas. Did a great job.
Thank you.
Yep, that was awesome.
That's good. So yesterday or last night I washed this car and prepped it and got it ready, and I'm going to show you what I've done to get it ready to be color changed. Fully color changed. Well, the door jambs aren't going to be color changed, but we're going to cover up as much white as possible. So just like before, I've taken off the mirrors, the trim, the side cameras here. This is the Model Y, so I took off the fender flare, or the fender plastic fender? Is that a word? No. I took out the taillights. I took out both taillights, and I've taken off this. This, if you're interested, this just, you can squeeze these and pop through. I've debadged the car, took the license plate off. Can't take this off because it's part of the charging. But the biggest thing is, well, it's right here. This is the biggest thing. I've taken off the front bumper and the headlights. So what you have to do for white, you have to really get in all these grooves. And sometimes the headlights are tight. You want to wrap underneath here so you don't see white coming through. The bumpers are really hard. I do have to take the fog lights out once I get to this. And while I do this, I'm going to take out this grill. Makes it easier to wrap, to cover up all that white. I have the car up on my quick jacks. Now I have to go through the process of wiping down everything with isopropyl alcohol. So yesterday I washed it with some Dawn dish soap outside and brought it inside, wiped everything down. But now I got to get all that, everything else off. I got to take some alcohol and get all this cleaned up, because now that I've taken that off, there's dirt underneath it. And sorry for that finger. But with being up on this lift, it's going to make it so much easier to wrap the car. And with everything off of it, it's going to make it even easier. It just takes a little bit longer time to get everything off of it. You have to be a little bit more careful. Those rear taillights are a pain in the ass to get out. But, well, the big ones, not the little ones. There's just a lot of disassembly. And of course, this bumper does make it easier when it's off the car somewhat. Especially, well, to do the inlays it does. But, so now I'm going to work on this side, show you the other side. Work on the trunk. I'm gonna see how much I can get done in one day. It is 9 o'clock in the morning and we're starting first day of wrapping. We're gonna see how long it takes. It may take 2 days to wrap the car, but I have to put it back together. I have to ceramic coat this. I have to, so for those of you who like watching time-lapse wrapped videos, this one's for you. So I just want to take a minute to show you how this is wrapped because I've taken everything apart. So I'm able to get inside here and wrap around the edge. Now I can cut flush here, and I'm gonna show you on the other side, but I wanna push it in there and relax the film so it stays in there. Same thing underneath here. This is tucked in there and relaxed, wrapped around here. Of course, we gotta cut out the camera. And then I've loosened up the fender and popped the fender out so I can tuck in here. I've also put an inlay inside there just so when this comes down, I don't have to, I can put this back in place and cut flush, and it's nice and easy. Since this is a white car, I have to go really far in, and it is gonna be pretty far in there. And let me show you on this side. I've cut all along the bottom here, and so when the frunk is in place, you won't really see anything. You won't see the white. I mean, you'll see the white here because I'm just gonna cut flush here, but take a look at how these corners are. This is really nice how these corners turned out and how it wraps underneath. Now, once I put the headlight in here, you won't see any white at all. Up underneath here, I do have to post heat everything, and that basically post heating will release the memory in the film, so it doesn't remember to be flat anymore, it remembers to be in this shape. So right here you see it's wrapped really nice. I've wrapped inside the door here so you don't see anything, especially once you close the door you don't see any white. You will see a little white in between there at certain angles, but I can't take the door off to get in there, so I mean I could, but I'm not going to. Same thing in here. I used knifeless tape to make a nice straight line so you don't see anything. And of course here as well, it's easy to tuck into this once you have this removed. And I even went farther in here so you don't see any white at all. And this doesn't need to be removed, but I will have to pop this out so when I do the bumper, just so it wraps in there. So really good progress. This is just after lunch. Got quite a bit done. So I'm gonna have the hood done, this one done, of course. I'll have that done, probably the back bumper today. And I'm gonna try to get on the bumper, front bumper tonight. And that's a very, very good day. And then I'll be able to finish up tomorrow as far as this wrap, put it back together, get it ceramic coated, and then wait for him to get off vacation so he can pick up his car. Again, it's always tricky changing white to any color other than white again, but you have an extra step. You have to go a little farther on things. You have to go in a little farther and take more things apart, but it's well worth it in the end. He's gonna be super happy, and I'll show you his reaction, or I've already showed you his reaction. Probably already showed it to you, but this thing is gonna look awesome. All right, so I gotta say, I was jamming here. I've got about 90% of the car done. One day, super cool. It kind of helps when everything is off the car, like the taillights. It's easy to wrap things, but it takes time to do that. So this is the second day. I got the whole bumper, the rear bumper done. I got all this done. I did this by myself, which is a hard thing to do by yourself, but with the taillights out, a little bit easier. Of course, I already showed you all of this. I got the hood done, everything here. So all I still need to do is the top rails and the front bumper, and that's it. So I'm gonna be done tomorrow for sure. I'll put everything back together, ceramic coat it, and it'll be done, and it's gonna look amazing. I love this color. Everyone loves Nardo gray. I think it's really cool. It's 8:30 in the evening, so I've been wrapping all day long. I'm kind of tired, so I might just put stuff together to wrap this thing up, and then just in the morning do the front bumper, do the top rails, and that's going to be a great day tomorrow. I'll be able to finish this really in 3 days. That's really good news because I got a Model 3 coming later this week. Get this out of here. Although they're not off of their vacation until the 7th, it's going to be here for a little while, baking in the sun, which is fine, but awesome day. I'm tired though. I'm really tired. Good morning. Day 2, front bumper. So I've got it set up on a table face down. I'm going to remove this grill. I'm going to remove the fog lights. So I'll be able to get into this really, really good. and I'll be able to tuck into the fog light here. If I don't do this, I'll have to, it just makes it harder, and since I've already removed the bumper, I might as well remove even more just to make my life that much easier. So I've got the grill out and the fog lights out, and I just set it on a stool on the table here. I got to be careful so it doesn't fall off, but I just did this so I can wipe down and really get in all the grooves. I can see them easier. Actually, the way I have it, I'm going to be able to get in the inlays really easily. So I'm going to leave it on here, put the inlays on, and then once I'm done with the inlays, I put it back on the front of the car once it's all cleaned up. And then we wrap the front piece all together. And then as I get most of it stretched out and glassed out, then I can bring it back over to here and then finish it up on the table or just on the car. But as you can see, there's a lot of rock chips. This car already has a lot of miles on it. It's not a new car. So some of these will show through, but some of them I'm going to scrape down, like this really big chip here. I'm going to scrape that smooth. But this front piece is going to be black. This is going to be gray. And it's going to be all uniform. It's going to be great because right now, these don't match. Now, the whole car will match. This Nardo gray, really cool. I like this color. A lot of people like the color. So there was a lot of chips on there. I was able to smooth pretty much everything out. And now I laid the knifeless tape. I do two pieces here. And then the top piece will overlap this. So you won't see just a little bit of a line here. It's really close to the body line. So that's really nice. And of course the top one will overlap the bottom one so you won't see the edge. This one will be tucked in this way so the edge will be on the inside and it won't be as noticeable. Especially from 5 feet, you're not going to see those lines and it just makes for a better product. I always do this lip in a different piece just in case they hit a curb. This and scratch this up really bad. We can just replace this piece instead of the whole front bumper because it does take a 9-foot piece to do the whole front bumper. But we do most of it in one big piece. In my opinion, it's always better to do a piece here, a piece there, and then a piece here, of course, and the large piece. So some people can stretch it. They like to stretch it that way. I personally don't like to do that. This makes for a better product, I think, in the long run. And then I'll put it on the car and we'll lay the big piece. This one is afterwards because it has to overlap to make it easier to come off, just in case in the future. So front bumpers take a long time. So far with just the inlays and getting it onto the car, cleaning it up, it's been about an hour. And once I lay this down, it's probably gonna be another hour of fitting it onto the bumper on the curves and everything. And then I'm gonna remove it, put it back over there for another about a half hour, fitting everything and making it perfect, post-heating it, making sure it's really good, and then reinstalling it after I put the headlights back in. So the bumpers do take a long time. The rear bumper doesn't take as long. Maybe it takes about a total of an hour to do the back bumper. But the front bumper definitely is more time consuming, especially because of those inlays. But that's all part of the process. And it's just more process involved when you have to cover a white car with a darker color. Now, if I was doing satin white, I wouldn't have to remove it. In fact, I have a satin white one coming up soon, over top of white, and it's going to be a lot easier than this, but without removing things, it still takes some time. But it does take a while because I have to go in a little bit here, not a whole lot because this does sandwich there, but I have to go inside quite a ways because because the headlight here, you don't want to see any white in there. Now there will be a little bit. I'm going to try to come all the way down to this edge here. There is that plastic piece that covers this, so it'll look similar to the rest of the frunk here. It's 8:30 in the morning. They're about to show up to pick up their car. This thing looks awesome. Everyone, like I said, everyone loves Nardo gray. We ended up doing the front lip black. I think that ties in a lot better. I put the black emblem on the front here. I had it without it for a while, but it just looked a little different, a little weird. I also did some eyelids that didn't look really good because it was like all monochromatic. It looks better like this. It did rain last night, so I got out here and wiped it down a little bit. And man, black mirrors. This thing looks so good. And Nardo gray and black always look good together. This is Avery Dennison rock gray. Very, very cool color.